Hello. Nice to see ya. Nice. As old Brucey used to say, went to the same school as my daddy did, Brucey Forsyth. There's a little claim to fame there. Little bits of subliminals. Right, this is only going to be quick, 5 minutes, no more. So don't get settled into a long video or anything. This is just to say a little bit of clarity has come to me on a few bits and pieces, and I just want to do a quick video to explain it because I know there's some people out there will get a little bit confused. So it's like this. I've got my own personal war with Ian Glenn of 288 Group and the Royal Mint. And as much as there are some of you out there that are still of the Citizen Smith mind, power to the people, yeah, come on Ian, let's be fair, there's going to be quite a few of you that are just fed up with it. It's like, oh, shut up, you know, enough now, move on. It's not that I'm not listening to you, I get it, I understand. But you see, I can't let it go, and I can't move on. I won't stop. I haven't just been saying that out of bravado. I haven't just been saying that out of, oh, look at me, I'm hard or anything like that. It's just, I don't know how to stop. That's me. I can't stop. I'm not going to allow myself to stop. I can't make myself stop. Too much damage has been done. So what we're going to do about that? Well, I'll come up with an idea, as I usually do. Come up with different ideas. Not all of them brilliant, but there you go. So from now on, my gripe with the Royal Mint and 288 Group, it has now gone to the next level. I wrote them a letter yesterday. And I addressed that letter to my solicitor first and foremost, and to Ian Glenn and the Royal Mint. I made sure for the Royal Mint that the letter went to the Freedom of Information Department, addressed to the top bosses, purely and simply because I want that letter read by bottom end of the socio-economic ladder as far as the hierarchy is concerned in that place. I want the letter read by them, and then that will get out. Once those employees read that letter, they're not going to be able to keep that to themselves. They're going to be telling it to someone else at lunch. They're going to be telling it to someone else in a tea break, and that's by the time it gets to McDade's desk and Inson's desk, half of the Royal Mint will know about that letter. So I did that on purpose. I also sent a copy to Ian Glenn's solicitors. In that letter, I told Ian Glenn's solicitors exactly what I thought of them. I told Ian Glenn what I thought of him. I told the Royal Mint what I thought of them. And I did not mince my words, and I used some language that would make Satan himself blush, I imagine. And I don't care. And I feel good about that. I don't care. As I said to him in that letter, we're now going to play the game by my rules, and I'm going to bring you down to a different level. We're going to play this in the gutter a little bit. And that's exactly where I'm taking it. In an effort to actually push the right buttons to make them sue me. Remember, I've said before, you got to be careful what buttons you press, you know, when you're talking to each other and things like that. Remember, we just had somebody leave his wife and family and do himself in, which is really terrible. So, and that only came about from people pushing buttons. So you got to know, you've got to be careful what buttons to press, because you can do some damage. Now, I intend to do some damage. I'm pressing buttons to do some damage, not for them to kill themselves. If I cause them, as I've said in the letter, if I cause them enough stress that it brings on a heart attack or gives them an operation where they lose part of their insides, then I might consider I've gone too far. Until that, they're fair game. Now, a lot of you don't want to hear all that, and you certainly, I know some of you, I've spoken to a lot of you, and I know some of you, and there are those of us in society that will use, shall we say, colourful language on a day-by-day basis, and there are those of us, you, in society, that abhor that kind of thing. And on a level, so do I. hence why I try and keep it out of my streams. But now I've gone completely over the top. You could consider that I've gone completely off my cake, except I haven't got off my cake. I'm of sound mind and I know exactly what I'm doing. However, getting back to the point is, not all of you want to keep hearing about this. So I'm slowly getting the YouTube coin channel side of it back to a semblance of something worth watching, hopefully. We've now got the raffles back. If you go on to the live stream that we did yesterday with John, you'll see in the description box a link. If you go to that link, you can sign up and then you can have a go in the raffle. And the raffle is 50 quid's worth of product. It's your choice what you choose, and it's £1 to go. Now, it doesn't matter how many tickets we sell. If we sell only 2 tickets, it doesn't matter. On Monday, when me and John come on Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock, at the end of our we're going to do an hour, and at the end of that hour we will pull a winner, no matter how many tickets are sold, and we're going to do that every time we go on. So essentially you've got a £50 giveaway now on every show, and we will have a couple of quid come in, depends on how many of you buy a ticket. I already know that, you know, my credibility is shot to shit. I know that, and I'm working with that. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to embrace all these issues and problems, and I'm going to deal with them and take them on one at a time. But I will show that I can be trusted, and I will show that I'm someone that ain't going to go away. So if you want to have a go on that raffle, please go to yesterday's stream, get the link in there, go and sign up, and have a couple of quid's worth. Like I say, that's going to be drawn on Monday. There's a maximum of 100 tickets, but it doesn't matter if only 2 tickets sell. Okay, so we'll do that on Monday, and then we're going to try and do that every video. So you've got like a £50 draw sort of thing on every video. Back to doing some draws again. In the meantime, the letter, if you want it, you've got to go to www.payhip, PAYHIP /Ian, IAN. Oh, payhip.com/Ian. So you go to www.payhip, PAYHIP, payhip.com/Ian, IAN, all lowercase. Right in the top, right at the top, where you put the www bit in, right at the top, right? Stick that in right at the top, and that will take you to the PayHip site. That's my document site where I had the guides and things like that. Now, I'm not suggesting you buy the guides, because if you look at Dragon Lord Coins, he's got a better guide than I could possibly make at the moment or have ever made. My guides that are on there are old guides, so only buy them if you want to know what price I put on those coins at that time, to see whether or not they've gone up and down in value. That's why I leave them there for sale. You know, the 10p guide, you can buy it, you can see what I'm saying on a 10p guide. You go over and you can check and you can find out what they're selling for and that kind of thing. But none of my guides on there are up to date. The only thing I'm pointing you towards really is the letter to the coterie of the Royal Mint and 288 group. But of course, you know, there are people that are saying, look, I just want to support you anyway a little bit from time to time. You've got to say, I can buy for a couple of quid here and there. So, you know, you can go on to the PayHip site. You can just buy a guide for £1 or a couple of quid or whatever it is, if you want to just support us a little bit more. The money from this is already started selling, and the money from this has paid off a little bill, and it's going towards another bill. So I'm not ashamed to do this. Am I ashamed of the language? No, I'm not ashamed of the language, because it's the kind of language I'd use if I went off my cake in a fight or something. If I was going really ballistic, it's what I would use, it's what I would say. So I'm not ashamed of it. Naughty words, naughty stuff, yes, very, very naughty, not for the public domain. So, the letter that I sent it yesterday. Boy, is that going to be explosive. And if you want to read that, it's £3. It's over on PayHip. You pay the money, you download it, and there you are. If you have any problems downloading it, text me, WhatsApp me, 07401 008 004. You know the number. Best if you WhatsApp me, because it's several pages, so it's a long one, and it's easier by WhatsApp. But only, so do that if you can't download it, all right? Look at that, 9 minutes. So you can go over there and you can get the letter, and each letter I do, I'm going to put it up there, and if you want to see it, you're going to have to pay for it. Even people I owe. Don't text me and say, look, you owe me money, give it to me for free. No, I'm selling it and I'm using that money to pay people like you, or clear people like you, one way or another. I've done another £1,000 worth of goods clearing debt, so I'm happy with that. Now videos, if you go to our Patreon, and it's patreon.com/TGBCH, Patreon, so you go www.patreon.com// is that, pardon me, TGBCH, where you can join us on Patreon. Now, I said that there was going to be a $3 one and I'd have 25 of them available. I've decided not to do that, and the reason I've decided not to do that is because it's far too cheap to get the letters for free. So the minimum Patreon is $9 a month. There is only one person on $3 a month, and that person does a lot of charity work, so I'm leaving them on it. So if you want to join us on Patreon, you go to Patreon, you join us there's one there for $9 a month, and it says, and you've got to do the specific one, right? So if you want access to these letters and these private videos, so I'm going to do videos as well, private videos, they're going to be explosive to Royal Mint and to 288 Group. I'm going to talk about everything. I'm going to talk about who's having an affair behind a wife's back, who's putting their fingers in a till. I ain't holding back nothing. I'm angry, but I am clear-headed, and that's a good way to be. If you join us on Patreon, you don't have to go and buy the document off of PayHip, right? Because I'll send it to you through Patreon. All right. So if you sign up to Patreon, you get the videos and the letters. Whereas, and that's $9 a month. I mean, what is that? £2 a week, whatever, £2.5 a week. One letter is £3. So if you join me on Patreon and give me $9 a month and keep it going, then you'll get access to both. Right? Otherwise, it's £3. And you can get that half price by literally just share it first, and then PayHip is automatically configured to give it to you half price, because that's how I've set it. And for those of you that are affiliators on PayHip, you know, get that document out there and you can earn yourself a couple of quid. All right. So that's it. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much. Those two are available right now. People are reading that letter. Ian Glenn, Chris Hinson, Rebecca, McDade, their solicitors, they ain't even going to know about this until Monday. That's if they know about it Monday. Some of you know about it already. And the feedback I'm had from it is brilliant. People loving it. Now that might be the car crash scenario, and I'm causing a car crash. You know, when a car crash happens, what happens? Whoosh, there's a load of people. Who you got? You got the watchers, you got the ones that just want to stand around and watch, you got the ones that want to get their phone out and photograph it all, and you got the odd ones that will either run straight for help and call help, or go straight to the victim and try and see if they're all right. I'm causing a car crash. Which one of them parts are you? And if you're one of the watchers and you like to see a car crash and you want to see what's going on and video it and all the rest of it, and not blood and guts car crash, I don't mean you're sick or anything like that, but you know, if you want to know what's going on and you want to see what's inside these letters, have a look. And to the people that are buying these letters, please leave comments on the videos or comments in groups or whatever, and tell people, share it and tell people what you think of it, but don't give it to them. Let them buy it. I sell 1,000 of these, that's £3 grand. I ain't going to say no to that. All right then, so last bit of subliminal, the Barclays bankers. We won't be using metaphors though. Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend and stay safe.